Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how can you exactly create your own Google TV using just a USB stick. You will be able to access movies, TV shows, IPTV channels and YouTube in stunning 4K. This all will be free under this DIY project and will let you turn any older laptop into a powerful machine, and you can use HDMI cable to cast it directly to any LCD and LED TV. It will be all crystal clear and will give you amazing TV experience. So let's dive right into the project and let's get started. So the first thing that you will need, definitely the ISO file package, which you can get from the description down below. I will be uploading it into the Google Drive. So after downloading that, you need to create a boot. For that, we are going to use the Rufus because it's open source and kind of, amazing portable tool that can create any ISO into a bootable form. So here we are going to give this the download, and after that we will locate the ISO file and we'll begin with the installation. Okay, so you can see the drive properties is nothing listed here because I have not plugged it in yet. So let me plug it in first. Okay, so yeah, this is a 16 GB of memory stick and you can see the properties here. So first we need to extract the file that as I said, you need to download from the description down, and after that you need to burn the ISO contained within this directory. So I will be fast forwarding all the steps so that we can eliminate the time consuming process, but definitely it's going to take you time around like 30 to 35 minutes in total. So be patient and do the things as I said. Okay, so here we have the BRTDTV project created by someone, and after that we need to do with the storages. I'll tell you about that later, but first we need to burn the ISO inside the USB stick. For that, I'm just going to copy this path so that it will be easier for me to locate using this tool, and I'm going to select and going to navigate to the directory where we have extracted this ISO. Going to locate Google TV 13 and open. Once you do that, it's going to give you the options, and make sure to slide it to the maximum persistent partition size because it's going to create another partition rather than the ISO itself, so that will contain your external storage and so on. Give it partition scheme of GPT, and if you have or want to create using SSD, make sure to check that list HDD drives, and then that's it. Just hit start, hit OK and hit OK, and it will be done. So it's going to delete the partition and will create a separate format size as according to the ISO, and the other will be created with the persistent volume as we have given the instruction, but that will not be visible for now. We need to format that using the disk management. So the first step is done. We have created the ISO image inside this USB stick, and we can locate that easily inside the Explorer, and you can see it contains all the file which were inside the ISO, and we need to make a use of this system.sfs, which is with the size of 2 GB, and we need to move it to the persistent partition. But before that, we need to format this disk drive which is hidden, as I said. So we need to go to the drive partition. For that, you can use disk management, and this disk management is going to show you the partitions, and here the persistent volume. So first you need to delete this volume so that we can create a formatted better free version of the drive, and it's now unallocated. We need to format it using the exFAT as final option, but for now, if you see, there is nothing listed, so I'm just going to format this as for now using NTFS, but you have to be very sure that it is containing exFAT partition type, otherwise this project is useless. This is not going to work at all. So be sure, go back again, hit format, and this time you will be able to see exFAT, and once you do that, it will be all done. Hit OK, and that's it. So you have to be very sure the persistent partition containing exFAT format. And after that, we need to move this, and as well as the other storages that we were talking about, which is contained inside this project. So here is an important thing. For example, my USB stick is 16 GB of space, so you have to go with the half of that. And if you have 32 GB, you have to go with the 16, and as on. So you can decide by your size of USB stick, and then you need to move it with the data to the persistent drive partition. Let me change the wallpaper because I think it's consuming a lot of resources and that won't be needed. I want this to be done quickly, so let me change the background. So if you want this kind of live wallpaper, you can use Lively, and I think that has to be get done from here down below. So let me exit this. Okay, perfect. So I think the extraction is done. Then here it is. So we need to move this data image to the persistent drive partition that we formatted, and we need to move it there. Here it is. So again, as I said, I'm just fast forwarding this video so that the time consumption could be reduced and we can just watch the direct instructions. All right. So once it's done, we need to do the final thing to move the system.sfs image from there to the partition of persistent drive as well, and that would be all. And after that, we need to disable the secure boot if your BIOS is not allowing, but make sure that's a thing where the BitLocker could go with the thing where the recovery might require. So be cautious that you have access to the Microsoft account when you are reverting back from disable to enable. Okay, so here we are. If we go here and if I paste it, it's done. All right, so now we have nothing else but to reboot now, because the things we had to do, we are done with that. So now we need to restart and we have to disable the secure boot. If you have already disabled it, you don't need to disable. You can just boot the USB drive and you can reach there with the next step. So the secure boot will be listed in every BIOS over here. So I have disabled it for the check, you can see, and you have to go with the first option, or if it's not working, taking more of time, you can go with the other options. And once you do that, the first boot will take a bit of time, maybe a longer than usual, but it will boot for sure. And then you will be able to see the installation process like every Android TV or Android tablet or phone has. So you can see the quick setup, and you can skip the Wi-Fi part and everything. And once you're done with that, you can have everything over here. So let me set it up and then we will get back with the overview so that we can decide. So here we are over the screen, and if you can see, the smoothness is obvious because it's running with the high-end specification requirements, because still it's an older PC, but still it contains 16 GB of memory stick and high storage with an SSD. So you can install games, apps, whatever you like. So for example, if I want to play any file which could be easier for me to play using this, I can use VLC player. I can also watch IPTV stream directly if you would like. For example, if I'm streaming History TV, see the quality check, it's quick. And if you want to watch IPTV channels, you can stream that. I have created or explained about this. You can check the cards and there will be so many channels, like so many free-to-air channels. You can see the latest news and all. So it's it's kind of making a use of older laptop and turning that into an amazing machine, and you can see the clarity and everything worth it now. See, you can even take a use of the browser and you can browse stuff. And if you have streaming services like Netflix or something else, you can stream that as well, and so much more. So you can explore and you can try this, and it will help you, turning your older machine into a set-top box, Android set-top box, and you can cast it anywhere you want. And you can see the quality is also working fine with the 4K, even though the screen is not supporting, but still it's playing and it's working perfectly. You can watch the shorts and everything. It's all fluidly clean and amazing. So that's how you can make a use of Android TV project, and you can turn any TV or any laptop into a TV using this USB stick. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts about this project, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.